大家好，我是 Jenny， 欢迎来到沉思者 J。你知道吗？世界上第一位程式设计师其实是一位女性，而且她活在100多年前的维多利亚时代。更神奇的是，她的父亲是大名鼎鼎的诗人拜伦，这个人就是艾达勒芙蕾丝，一个在电脑还没被发明出来之前就预见了电脑时代的天才。今天就让我们一起来认识这位传奇女性吧。艾达出生在1815年12月10日，她的全名是奥古斯塔·艾达·拜伦。没错，她就是浪漫主义诗人拜伦勋爵的独生女。但是艾达从来没有见过自己的父亲几次，因为她的父母在她出生后不久就分居了。拜伦离开英国，流浪到希腊，最后在艾达8岁那年病逝。艾达的母亲安娜贝拉是个数学爱好者，她非常担心女儿会遗传到父亲那种浪漫奔放的个性，所以从小就让艾达接受严格的数学和科学教育，希望能用理性来压制想象力。但讽刺的是，正是这种教育方式，让艾达发展出了独特的天赋。她既有诗人的想象力，又有科学家的逻辑思维。艾达从小就展现出惊人的好奇心，她对飞行特别着迷。12岁的时候，她开始研究鸟类的飞行，还设计了一对翅膀。她仔细测量不同材料的重量，研究翅膀和身体的比例，甚至还写了一本关于飞行的书。她把这个计划叫做飞行学。这种将想象力和科学方法结合的能力，后来成为她最大的特点。1833年，17岁的艾达初次进入社交界。那年6月，她参加了一场宫廷舞会，在那里，她的数学家庭教师玛丽萨·莫维尔介绍她认识了查尔斯·巴贝奇。巴贝奇是剑桥大学的数学教授，当时正在设计一台叫做差分机的机器。这台机器能自动计算数学表格。艾达第一次看到这台机器的部分模型时，完全被迷住了。她立刻理解了这台机器的意义，而且看到了比巴贝奇本人更远的未来。巴贝奇对这个聪明的年轻女孩印象深刻，他们开始了长期的通信和讨论。艾达常常去巴贝奇的工作室，观察他的机器，讨论数学问题。巴贝奇后来说，艾达是唯一真正理解他工作的人，他甚至叫她为数字女巫。这个称号艾达很喜欢。1835年，艾达嫁给了威廉金，威廉后来成为勒弗雷斯伯爵，艾达也因此成为勒弗雷斯伯爵夫人。这就是我们今天叫她伊达勒弗雷斯的原因。婚后她生了3个孩子，但她从来没有放弃对数学和科学的热情。她继续跟巴贝奇保持联系，也继续学习高等数学。1842年，意大利数学家路易梅纳布雷亚用法文发表了一篇关于巴贝奇分析机的文章。分析机是巴贝奇设计的更先进机器，比差分机更复杂，功能更强大。巴贝奇希望把这篇文章翻译成英文，他请艾达帮忙。艾达不只是翻译了文章，他还加上了自己的注解。这些注解比原文还要长，总共有7个部分，用字母 A 到 G 标示。在这些注解中，艾达展现了惊人的洞察力。他指出，分析机不只是一台计算机器，它可以处理任何能用符号表示的东西，不管是数字、文字还是音符。他写道，这台机器可以创作音乐，可以绘制图画，可以做任何我们能想到的事情，只要我们能把规则告诉它。更重要的是，在注解 G 中，艾达写下了历史上第一个电脑程式，这是一个计算伯努利数的演算法。伯努利数是一种很重要的数学序列。艾达的程式详细说明了每一个步骤，包括如何使用回圈和条件判断。这些概念在100年后才被正式纳入程式语言，但艾达早就理解并运用了。艾达还预见了电脑的局限性。他写道，分析机没有创造任何东西的能力，它只能做我们命令它做的事。这句话后来被称为勒弗雷斯意义，在人工智慧的讨论中经常被引用。艾达认为机器不会有自己的想法，它们只是执行人类给的指令。但同时，他也看到了机器的巨大潜力。如果我们能给它正确的指令，它就能完成惊人的任务。可惜的是，艾达的工作在当时并没有得到应有的重视。巴贝奇的分析机从来没有被制造出来，因为造价太高，技术也太复杂。艾达的注解和程式也就被埋没在历史中。 她继续研究数学，但身体状况越来越差。她常常生病，需要服用大量的鸦片止痛，这在当时是很常见的医疗方式，但也可能影响了她的健康。除了科学研究，艾达也对赌博很有兴趣。她试图用数学来预测赛马的结果，希望能找出必胜的公式，但这个计划并不成功，她反而欠下了大笔债务，她的丈夫不得不帮她偿还。这件事让她很沮丧，但她从来没有放弃寻找规律的热情。1852年，艾达被诊断出子宫癌，她的病情迅速恶化，医生给她放血治疗，反而让她更虚弱。那年11月27日，艾达去世了，年仅36岁，跟她的父亲拜伦一样，她也在很年轻的时候就离开了人世。按照她的遗愿，她被葬在父亲旁边，这个她从未真正认识的父亲。艾达去世后，她的工作被遗忘了近1个世纪，直到1953年，她的注解才被重新发现。电脑科学家们惊讶地发现，这个维多利亚时代的女性，早在100多年前就理解了现代电脑的概念。她不只是翻译了别人的文章，她创造了全新的想法。她是第一个看到电脑真正潜力的人。1980年，美国国防部开发了一种新的程式语言，他们决定用艾达的名字来命名，这个语言就叫 Ada， 这是对她贡献的最高敬意。从此以后，艾达勒芙蕾丝的名字开始在电脑科学界广为人知。每年10月的第2个星期二被定为艾达勒芙蕾丝日，这一天是为了庆祝女性在科学和科技领域的成就。全世界都会举办各种活动，鼓励更多女孩投入科学研究。艾达成为了所有女性科学家的榜样。艾达的故事告诉我们几件重要的事。首先，想象力和逻辑思维并不冲突，反而可以互相补充。艾达继承了父亲的诗意和想象力，也从母亲那里学到了数学和理性。正是这种结合，让她看到了别人看不到的未来。其次，女性在科学领域的贡献常常被忽视。艾达的工作被埋没了100年，不是因为她的想法不够好，而是因为那个时代不重视女性的智慧。即使到了今天，女性科学家仍然面对许多障碍，我们需要更努力去认识和支持她们。第三，真正的创新往往超越时代。艾达在1843年写下的程式，用的是一台从未被制造出来的机器，但她的想法在100年后成为现实。她证明了理论研究的重要性，即使当下看不到实际应用，但可能在未来改变世界。艾达还教会我们要勇于跨界。她不只是数学家，她也研究生物学、音乐、语言学。她相信不同领域的知识可以相互启发。这种跨领域的思维，正是现代创新最需要的特质。如果艾达活在今天，她会做什么呢？也许她会研究人工智慧，也许她会设计量子电脑，也许她会探索大脑和电脑的连结。无论如何，她一定会站在科技的最前沿，用她独特的视角看到别人看不到的可能性。今天我们使用的每一台电脑，每一行程式码，每一个应用程式，都建立在艾达当年的洞察之上。他看到了机器不只能计算数字，还能处理符号、逻辑，甚至创意。他理解了程式设计的本质，就是把人类的想法翻译成机器能理解的语言。艾达的一生虽然短暂，但影响深远。她在一个女性不被鼓励学习科学的时代，坚持追求知识。她在一个电脑还不存在的时代，预见了数位革命。她用自己的才华证明，性别不应该限制任何人的梦想。下次当你写程式的时候，或是用电脑做任何事情的时候，请记得艾达勒芙蕾丝，这个100多年前的女性，这个诗人的女儿，这个数字女巫。她是第一个看到电脑魔力的人。她的梦想现在已经成为我们的日常。艾达曾经写过一句话，让我印象很深刻。她说，想象力是发现的能力，是穿透事物表面，看到本质的能力，是看到眼前事物之间看不见连结的能力。这正是她一生的写照。或许这就是为什么她既是诗人的女儿，又是程式设计的先驱。因为在她眼中，科学和艺术从来就不是对立的，它们都是人类探索世界、表达自我的方式。它们都需要想象力和创造力。艾达勒芙蕾丝的故事提醒我们， 真正的天才不会被时代限制，即使在一个不相信女性智慧的时代，即使在一个科技还很原始的时代，她依然能看到未来，依然能创造历史。今天，当我们享受科技带来的便利时，当我们用程式改变世界时，让我们记住这位先驱，记住她的勇气、智慧和远见，记住她证明了一件事，那就是只要有足够的想象力和决心，任何人都可以改写历史。我们下次见喽。Hello everyone, I'm Jenny. Welcome to Thinker J. Did you know? The world's first computer programmer was actually a woman. And she lived over 100 years ago in the Victorian era. Even more amazing, her father was the famous poet Lord Byron. This person is Ada Lovelace, a genius who foresaw the computer age before computers were even invented. Today, let's get to know this legendary woman together. Ada was born on December 10, 1815. Her full name was Augusta Ada Byron. Yes, she was the only legitimate daughter of the Romantic poet Lord Byron. But Ada barely knew her own father, because her parents separated soon after she was born. Byron left England and wandered to Greece. He died when Ada was only 8 years old. Ada's mother, Annabella, was a mathematics enthusiast. She was very worried that her daughter would inherit her father's romantic and wild personality. So from a young age, she gave Ada strict education in mathematics and science, hoping to suppress imagination with rationality. But ironically, this very approach created something unique. Ada developed a rare gift. She had both a poet's imagination and a scientist's logical thinking. Ada showed remarkable curiosity from childhood. She was particularly fascinated by flight. At the age of 12, she began studying bird flight. She even designed a pair of wings. She carefully measured the weight of different materials. She researched the proportions between wings and body. She even wrote a book about flying. She called this project Flyology. This ability to combine imagination with scientific method became her greatest strength. In 1833, 17-year-old Ada made her debut in society. In June of that year, she attended a court ball. There, her mathematics tutor Mary Somerville introduced her to Charles Babbage. Babbage was a mathematics professor at Cambridge University. He was designing a machine called the difference engine. This machine could automatically calculate mathematical tables. When Ada first saw a partial model of this machine, she was completely captivated. She immediately understood the significance of this machine. And she saw a future even farther than Babbage himself could see. Babbage was impressed by this intelligent young woman. They began a long correspondence and discussions. Ada often visited Babbage's workshop. She observed his machines and discussed mathematical problems. Babbage later said Ada was the only person who truly understood his work. He even called her the Enchantress of Numbers. Ada loved this title. In 1835, Ada married William King. William later became the Earl of Lovelace. Ada thus became the Countess of Lovelace. This is why we call her Ada Lovelace today. After marriage, she had 3 children. But she never gave up her passion for mathematics and science. She continued to stay in touch with Babbage. She also continued studying advanced mathematics. In 1842, Italian mathematician Luigi Minabrea published an article about Babbage's analytical engine in French. The analytical engine was a more advanced machine Babbage had designed. It was more complex and powerful than the difference engine. Babbage wanted the article translated into English. He asked Ada to help. Ada did not just translate the article. She added her own notes. These notes were longer than the original text. There were 7 sections in total, labeled A through G. In these notes, Ada demonstrated astonishing insight. She pointed out that the analytical engine was not just a calculating machine. It could process anything that could be represented by symbols, whether numbers, words, or musical notes. She wrote that this machine could compose music. It could create pictures. It could do anything we could imagine, as long as we could explain the rules to it. More importantly, in Note G, Ada wrote the first computer program in history. This was an algorithm to calculate Bernoulli numbers. Bernoulli numbers are an important mathematical sequence. Ada's program detailed every step, including how to use loops and conditional statements. These concepts were not formally incorporated into programming languages until 100 years later. But Ada already understood and applied them. Ada also foresaw the limitations of computers. She wrote that the analytical engine has no pretensions to originate anything. It can only do what we order it to perform. This statement later became known as Lady Lovelace's objection. It is frequently cited in discussions about artificial intelligence. Ada believed machines would not have their own thoughts. They only execute instructions given by humans. But at the same time, she saw the enormous potential of machines. If we could give them the right instructions, they could accomplish amazing tasks. Unfortunately, Ada's work did not receive the recognition it deserved at the time. Babbage's analytical engine was never built. It was too expensive and technically too complex. Ada's notes and programs were also buried in history. She continued her mathematical research, but her health deteriorated. She was often ill and needed large doses of opium for pain relief. This was a common medical practice at the time, but it may have affected her health. Besides scientific research, Ada was also interested in gambling. She tried to use mathematics to predict horse racing results. She hoped to find a foolproof formula. But this project was not successful. She instead incurred large debts. Her husband had to help pay them off. This deeply disappointed her. But she never gave up her passion for finding patterns. In 1852, Ada was diagnosed with uterine cancer. Her condition deteriorated rapidly. Doctors treated her with bloodletting, which only made her weaker. On November 27 of that year, Ada died. She was only 36 years old. Like her father Byron, she also left this world at a young age. According to her wishes, she was buried next to her father, the father she never really knew. After Ada's death, her work was forgotten for nearly a century. It was not until 1953 that her notes were rediscovered. Computer scientists were amazed to find that this Victorian-era woman had understood the concepts of modern computing over 100 years earlier. She had not just translated someone else's article. She had created entirely new ideas. She was the first person to see the true potential of computers. In 1980, the United States Department of Defense developed a new programming language. They decided to name it after Ada. This language is called Ada. This was the highest tribute to her contributions. Since then, the name Ada Lovelace has become widely known in the computer science community. The second Tuesday of October each year is designated as Ada Lovelace Day. This day celebrates the achievements of women in science and technology. Events are held all over the world. They encourage more girls to pursue scientific research. Ada has become a role model for all female scientists. Ada's story tells us several important things. First, imagination and logical thinking are not in conflict. They can complement each other. Ada inherited her father's poetry and imagination. She also learned mathematics and rationality from her mother. It was this combination that allowed her to see a future others could not see. Second, women's contributions in science are often overlooked. Ada's work was buried for 100 years. Not because her ideas were not good enough, but because that era did not value women's intellect. Even today, female scientists still face many obstacles. We need to work harder to recognize and support them. Third, true innovation often transcends its time. The program Ada wrote in 1843 was for a machine that was never built. But her ideas became reality 100 years later. She proved the importance of theoretical research. Even if we cannot see practical applications in the moment, they may change the world in the future. Ada also taught us to be brave in crossing boundaries. She was not just a mathematician. She also studied biology, music, and linguistics. She believed that knowledge from different fields could inspire each other. This interdisciplinary thinking is exactly what modern innovation needs most. If Ada were alive today, what would she do? Perhaps she would research artificial intelligence. Perhaps she would design quantum computers. Perhaps she would explore the connection between brains and computers. No matter what, she would certainly be at the forefront of technology, using her unique perspective to see possibilities others cannot see. Every computer we use today, every line of code, every application, is built upon the insights Ada had back then. She saw that machines could do more than calculate numbers. They could also process symbols, logic, and even creativity. She understood the essence of programming. It is translating human thoughts into a language machines can understand. Ada's life was short, but her impact was profound. In an era when women were not encouraged to study science, she persisted in pursuing knowledge. In an era when computers did not yet exist, she foresaw the digital revolution. She used her talent to prove that gender should not limit anyone's dreams. Next time you write code or use a computer for anything, please remember Ada Lovelace. This woman from over 100 years ago. This daughter of a poet. This enchantress of numbers. She was the first person to see the magic of computers. Her dream has now become our everyday reality. Ada once wrote something that deeply impressed me. She said imagination is the discovering faculty. It is the ability to penetrate beneath the surface of things and see their essence. It is the ability to see invisible connections between things before us. This perfectly describes her life. Perhaps this is why she was both the daughter of a poet and a pioneer of programming. Because in her eyes, science and art were never opposites. They are both ways for humans to explore the world and express themselves. They both require imagination and creativity. The The story of Ada Lovelace reminds us that true genius cannot be limited by its era. Even in an age that did not believe in women's intellect. Even in an age when technology was still primitive. She could still see the future. She could still make history. Today, as we enjoy the conveniences brought by technology, as we use programming to change the world, let us remember this pioneer. Remember her courage, wisdom, and vision. Remember that she proved one thing. That with enough imagination and determination, anyone can rewrite history. See you next time.